Hey YouTube, it's AltoSax31. We're kicking off the next episode of the Let's Play series for Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition. We are doing an encore performance with mission number 8. Picking up where we left off after fighting the Echidna and getting our way through the Enchanted Forest. And so now, unlike other Devil May Cry missions, we're going to find ourselves going the opposite way just to get out of the forest. So before you do that, you want to make sure you keep attacking these egg/cocoon thingies that give you the red orbs, because they do count towards your red orb count towards the end of the mission. So this is the first time you encounter enemies on this mission, so you definitely want to make sure you take out those Chimera Seed enemies, the ones in the middle, before they fuse with the scarecrows and make the Chimera basically enemies. So make some quick work of them. I forget to check that little egg sack thingy in the corner and I run off, but you won't, because you'll be watching this guide, so you'll know to double check before you leave an area. And so once we finish up on that section, we find ourselves back at the River Valley section, and just like in the last mission, we're gonna make sure we knock out all of those little egg sacks before heading on over. So we have one on the pillar, there's some on the underneath the bridge, which I already took care of on the clip. There's some on this side, and then you can get some on the other side of this little ravine. There's a couple, like a little bunch right here. And then you're good to go and head on over to the next part. Now, in the last mission, you fought some assaults in this section, and surprise, surprise, you fight some more. Luckily, this time, you don't have to worry about them turning into chimeras, because there are no Chimera Seed enemies around, so it's best to just stay on the aggressive side and just keep attacking them. This way they don't shoot their little spike thingies at you from off screen and knock you out, because it's happened way too many times. And ruined a few of my recorded gameplay videos. I had to start all over. But as long as you stay on the offensive, they can't really do much to you. There's a lot of area for you to move around and be mobile. And you definitely by now should have all the skills and max weapons and guns. And so I have faith that you guys will make quick work of them, such as I did. And before you head on over, you want to make sure to get all the little cocoon/egg sack thingamajiggies. I don't know if I'm going to decide between egg sack or cocoon. I'm just going to kind of go back and forth, so you guys are just going to have to bear with me. And so by now, I've built up a pretty bad habit of trying to max out my X-AC gauge, so that this way when I go into the next area, I'm almost ready to go. So right here I contemplate if I want to turn this on and use it, but decide not to, because there's no enemies in this part, so don't want to mess up my max act. I want to keep it perfect at full red bars. And then we want to just make sure to go up on this little ravine section to get this last little egg sack cocoon. And then before you go back into the little plaza area, the plaza, I don't know what it's called. But before you go, just make sure double check that there are no more of the cocoon thingamajigs. And so, Ruined Church is what it's called. Who would have thought? Anyway, so once you get into the Ruined Church, there's a lot more chimeras in there now than there were last time. There's an assault chimera, which you definitely want to keep your distance on, because he moves around really quick and has that little spiral attack that can hit you from pretty much anywhere and catch you off guard very easily. So I would always go for him first. Another one kind of is summoned, kind of just teleports there. My best guess would be to just keep your distance and attack them. so that's 3 now. So with these guys, you definitely want to keep your distance. They have the tentacles that will really screw up any type of combos or buster moves that you have on them. And if you have charge shot 3 or even any of your act gauges up when you attack, it actually damages them a lot more when you have it. So you definitely want to get into the habit of attacking them with that, because they can be a nuisance. And so as with the last mission, you definitely want to get all the little cocoons in the room before you move on over, except this time, instead of going up the stairs, we're going to go down below where we obtain the fruit item from Echidna. It's going to kill these little vines and allow you to access another part of the map that you couldn't before. So in this Lost Woods area, you want to, of course, check for the cocoons. And this time, if you haven't already, which you should have by now if you've played the game already, you definitely want to go towards the part of the map that shows where the light's casting from. So we're in the shadow. Basically, you want to go on the opposite side of the shadows. The quick way to do this is just go forward and then towards the right. The next one, I think you go back up towards the front. No, it's actually towards the left. I mean, by now, I don't remember what the trivia said, but it basically, you go towards the light, and so you just follow. So after 3 little pathways, you're good to go, and you're actually almost finished with the mission. So make sure to grab those cocoons, and you head on over to the doors. And you are almost at the end. And come to, you know, as much as I talk about having narrow areas to fight, I actually enjoy this one. Just because of the way the camera angle plays out. As you can see, that assault's in the background. He tried to shoot me with this, you know, long range attack, but since the camera angles play so well in this part, I was able to keep an eye on him and see that he was about to attack me. So, I mean, even though there's not a lot of area to move, it's kind of the way you can see it that really comes into benefiting you. So you definitely want to try and get your Silas gauge up, because you do fight Kratos on the next part, and so for some people, I guess myself included, it seems to be a hit or miss with him. Some battles I can do very well, and then some battles I don't do all that well, and I haven't really figured out a very clear-cut strategy on how to defeat him easy and quickly. So with this one, I kind of just read and react, and for the sake of the walkthrough, it's not pretty by any means necessary, but I do get through it. And so, fortunately for myself, I had all 3 orbs with me at the time, so that came in handy, so I didn't have to use a continue. Now, I've seen other people use the snatch move that can basically parry those spears when he throws them. Just because it's Hell in Hell mode, I didn't want to take too much of a chance and mess up, so I do dodge them for the rest of the video. If you're feeling really brave, you can actually do the buster move and grab it and throw it back at him, but that takes really, really good timing, and if you mess up, you're pretty much guaranteed that you're going to get hit. So very risky, very stylish, but for the sake of the video, I chose not to do it. Just because I don't want to have that one part where I mess up and, you know, potentially have to restart. So getting over here with all 3 gold orbs was a feat in itself for me on this part. Now back to the fight. So as you saw earlier, I did get hit already. I did intend to jump to the sides when he was swiping at me, but I actually instead jumped towards him, which caused me to get hit. So that's just one of the 2 errors, I guess I would say. I mean, really, it's actually 3 small errors on my part, which just one wrong move can cause you to get, you know, pretty much killed. There's another one where I should have double jumped in the air and just avoided it, but I tried to roll out of the way and that didn't work. So, as I talked about earlier, not having a clear-cut strategy, with Credo, all I try and do basically is just avoid his attacks and then just try and hit him when he doesn't have his shield up, or just kind of stagger him. So as you can see, as soon as I finish dodging his attacks, I kind of streak towards him and try and attack him. Now on this part I messed up because I stayed in double trigger. I should have turned it off, and then right here I should have turned it back on again. Lapse of judgment, I guess you can call it. I thought I took it off, but I didn't, and it caused me to get hit. So as you can see now, I'm in a pretty tricky spot because I don't have any more gold orbs, so I have to be very careful going forward. And seeing as he's so close to being defeated, I definitely don't want to do anything too risky and be more on the cautious side. So hit him with the charge shot 3. It's going to do some good damage. I'm going to try and stagger him a little bit. You know, there are parts where you can break his shield and then hit him with the Devil Buster, but unfortunately in this playthrough I don't get it. But we do come away with the win, and that's it for the mission. So hopefully by following this guide, at least the first part of it, you'll get S's in pretty much every category except for orbs found. And who knows, that maybe that cocoon I missed at the very beginning might have made the difference, but it doesn't. So for me, and the rest of you guys, I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough, and I'll see you on mission number 9. Take care.